transposition. Remember, transposition means to shift the pitch. Quick revision. Treble clef note names, lines and spaces. Bass clef note names. There's a little phrase for the lines. And there's our little phrase for the spaces in the bass clef. So bass clef, treble clef, lines and spaces are different, as you know. Ledger lines, remember these are the short lines that we use below or above the stave, just to accommodate notes which are lower or higher. So at advanced higher, you're required to be able to identify notes up to 2 ledger lines beyond the stave. Here, for example, here, treble clef, bass clef. So remember, of course, that this note and this note are the same note. If you were to play that on a keyboard and that on a keyboard, you're playing exactly the same note, just in different clefs. And these notes, these Bs, they're the same note. The D, same note. And here's just a wee confirmation of what these notes actually are down here. Remember, we just continue alphabetically. We know this is an F. We just continue up alphabetically. So we talked at higher about this 6-step rule for transposing notes from the treble clef down an octave into the bass clef. At advanced higher though, you're required to transpose notes into a different clef 1 octave higher or lower. So they might, for example, say, here are some notes in the bass clef, transpose them into the treble clef. You're also required to be able to transpose notes up and down an octave in the same clef. So they may say to you, here's a piece of music in the treble clef, transpose it up an octave, still in the treble clef. Or you might need to transpose notes into a different clef but at the same pitch. So you're in the treble clef and you've got to move those notes into the bass clef but not change the pitch at all, same notes. So transposing treble to bass. We spoke about this at higher. How do you transpose an F in the treble clef down an octave into the bass clef? There's a kind of cheats way of doing this. First of all, find that F in the treble clef, the one in the bottom space. Count 6 steps up. So space, line, like this. And that should take you to the 4th line of the stave. You've just counted up space, line, and so on, 6 steps. So you would then write this 4th line note in the bass clef, and you would find that note and that note are both Fs, and that this note is an octave lower than this note. Now that works if you reverse it as well. So let's say we were asked to transpose an F on the bass clef up 1 octave into the treble clef. First of all, find that note in the bass clef. Here it is here on the 4th line. And we're going to now, starting here, we're going to count, including this note here, we're going to count down 6 steps, like this. You can see that we've ended up in the bottom space here. If we were to transfer that note into the bottom space of the treble clef, you would see that this is an F, this is an F, and that this note is 1 octave higher than this note. So you may be asked to transpose notes up or down an octave within the same clef. So remember, an octave is an interval of 8 steps. Simply count 8 steps, including the note you're starting on. Like this. These two notes are an octave apart. Remember to include the note you're starting on as number 1. Again, same idea, so you may be asked to transpose within the bass clef. So if you were to transpose this note here down an octave, still staying in the bass clef, you just count 8 steps, including the note you're starting on, like this. Both these notes are A's, and they're both an octave apart. May be asked to transpose in a different clef, but keeping the notes at the same pitch. And for this you'll need to use ledger lines. So it's important to remember that, for example, this note in the treble clef, a D, is the same note as this note in the bass clef, the D. It's exactly the same note. If you were to play these two notes on a piano, you'd be playing the same key. Likewise, if we were to look at this B here, this B and this B are the same note. Just a wee bit more detail in that then. So it's important that you know these notes are identical. That's the note we call middle C. And there's just a wee look at both clefs